Hope Channel, changing lives.
Hello, it's another beautiful Monday, and as we always do, we bring you nothing but the best on Hope TV. Good evening and welcome to another episode of Healthy Living with me, your host, BB. As we always do, we bring you educative and interesting topics to help you with your healthy lifestyle and also to help you educate your friends, family, and other relatives. Today we have another interesting topic, and we have a professional with us who is going to help to educate and help us understand our topic better. But before I introduce her and the topic we have for today, we'll go for a quick break. When we come back, the discussion begins. Do not go anywhere, stay tuned.
Hello, my dear family, my friend, my big brothers and my sisters. Today is another day on Family Life.
School is an extension of the home. Then the teacher's role actually goes beyond just teaching.
Some people say that insurance is like a parachute. Okay? Insurance, you know when you need a parachute?
Yes.
When you drop from an airplane or from a cliff, and then just when you land, your parachute has to come alive and then carry you. So insurance is like that. If you don't have it when you need it, you will never need it again, because you are going to die anyway.
So when you let stress come over you and people are saying this, and because for our society, if you don't have a child, but please, you have your own timetable, and God have a special timetable for you.
Self-care is so important right now. If you are not alive tomorrow, you can't get the job that will be available tomorrow. So when you are going through all these job crises, whether you've lost your job, about to lose your job, or believe you are not even going to lose your job, think about your health first.
Family Life, every Thursdays at 8 p.m.
We want to defy our family's decision and get married or elope. I need advice. What should I do?
Please, what should I do?
How do I tell her I cheated on her months ago? I need help. What should I do?
Okay, so for me, the moment I read the story, the first thing that came to mind was, wow, knowledge is indeed power. Sometimes we go through situations because we have no knowledge of how to go about them.
If you come from a home like that, you are likely to accept anything the outsider would, direct us.
The fact that we had an interesting ceremony where a priest prayed and all of that doesn't mean that magically you have turned into something else.
If he finds his way to God, a Bible-believing church, and he goes and he wants to change, nothing is impossible.
Is he giving his properties to charity and stuff?
Oh no, why? Okay, I think this is another discussion that we will not end today, so we'll not even go into it.
Real Talk, showing this and every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Hello and welcome back from the break. If you just joined us, this is Healthy Living on Hope TV. My name is BB. As I said before the break, we have an interesting topic to discuss today, and we have a guest here who is going to help us as usual. Our topic for discussion today is pregnancy, or whatever you need to know with regards to pregnancy. And we have a midwife here who is going to help us understand the topic better. She's in the person of Madam Esther Afole Kwei-Kuma. As I said, she's a retired midwife, and she has all the experience that we need on the show. And I know that this program is going to be very interesting and educative. So you can send in your questions or comments to our WhatsApp line on 0559 680066, 0559 680066. We are also streaming live on Facebook, and you can join us with your questions and comments as well. Auntie Esther,
hello.
You are most welcome.
Thank you.
I think this is the second time in the studio, right? All right, we are happy to have you here.
I'm also happy to be here.
All right, thank you so much. I know that this COVID pandemic and health workers and all that, it's been quite hectic. So how has it been for you? Even though I know you are retired, but you are still actively involved in certain things.
Yeah. It's a whole lot of things that normally is revolving around education.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when people are educated and they know what they actually have to do, that is where they will be spared from getting COVID-19 through contamination.
Yeah.
That is why the face masks has been prescribed for us.
Yes.
And all other issues that comes at it, what is it? Distancing.
Yeah, social distancing.
Yeah, social distance and all that. When you are putting those things into practice, definitely there is no means by which you can be contaminated, although COVID-19 is airborne, as studies have shown that it's in the air. You can be contaminated anywhere. But with these practices in place, definitely, with the Lord on our side, He is the only person we depend on.
We are going to overcome.
Yes, that is it.
And you also mentioned something about the nurses and midwives.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The Nursing and Midwifery Council of Ghana, next year, early next year, is celebrating the 50 years of the council.
Okay.
Yes, and this week, today is Monday, last week, I think they have done a whole lot of things, gone to Nsawam to donate incubators and beds to their maternity units, and a whole lot of activities have gone on.
Oh, okay.
So I just want to congratulate the chairman of the council, Reverend Veronica Dako, and her team, the whole council, and then all nurses and midwives, both retired and those in active service in Ghana. And even visitors who are not Ghanaians but are practicing in Ghana, they are also included. So I say congratulations.
All right, so congratulations to all our nurses and midwives for the good work you've been doing. So Auntie Esther, let's come to our topic for discussion today, pregnancy. I know that you have a lot of experience, or you have all the apo for us today. So let's start with, if we say pregnancy, I know that something has to happen before a woman will get pregnant. So if you can take us through, how does a woman get pregnant in the first place?
Okay, thank you very much. Normally, a young girl by puberty, previously puberty age was around 13, 14, 15, but now our girls are menstruating at even 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, and so on. So as soon as the child or the young girl gets her first period, it means the ovaries are matured and are working. So when she had coitus with a man, it's likely that if it's within that period, and it's normally around within 5 days, she may get pregnant. So that is what happens, and then we see them coming around with the pregnancies. Yes.
Okay. But is there anything that may prevent a woman or a girl from getting pregnant?
Okay, yeah, really. Some people have hormones that their level, the hormonal levels are not really up. So with that, it will take a little bit of time. But for somebody on the average who is just normal, nothing prevents her from getting pregnant if she goes to have sex. So as soon as that happens, whether you want it or not. If you are in your fertile period, you get pregnant. So that is what our young people of today must know.
Need to be careful about.
Be careful that if they indulge in sexual activities, they will get pregnant when they are not ready for pregnancy.
Now, you were mentioning that they may get pregnant when they are not ready. So that brings us to our next question. Is there really an ideal age for a woman to get pregnant?
Yeah, like I have said, somewhere along the line, a couple of years ago, a girl at 9 in India got pregnant. She wasn't expecting, but she got pregnant because she's going to have coitus. And then she had a baby, and she was operated upon, but she was happy that she's had a baby. Which means, depending upon when your eggs are ready and are released at the time that you go into bed with a man, you get pregnant. Previously, our mothers get pregnant around 15 years and above. Some even 17. But today, with all the things we are eating and all the things we are doing, people get pregnant at any time when they are not expecting.
I'm asking because there are other schools of thought that are saying that if you get pregnant above a certain age, you are likely to get some children with birth defects and other things. So how does all those things also come to play with regards to the ideal age for giving birth?
We are looking at, right now, the world has pegged, let me say, adulthood for children at 16. And we are looking between that period up to 30, 34 years. Or by 35 years, you have had the number of children that you want, or you've been pregnant along the line up to that point. Because normally it's after that age that we have people having children with birth defects and abnormalities.
So ideally it should be like before 35.
Before 35 years. By 35 years you should have finished having your children. And now you're sitting down to read them, look at what they are doing, sit back and laugh and then be happy.
Okay, let's talk about birth control. I know that in the modern world, a lot of people are using birth control to either space their children or prevent pregnancy in general. Now, there are some people that are on birth control, and then once they are off it, they find it difficult to get pregnant again. Is it like a laid down principle, or is there a time frame that you're supposed to wait when to go off a birth control or contraceptive before you get pregnant? Or how easy is it for people that are off birth control to get pregnant again?
Thank you so much. I think birth control doesn't stop anybody from getting pregnant. Where we have things like we have an injection we call the Depo-Provera. That one, when you go on it, you even don't get your menses sometimes. People may be on it and then they will be menstruating regularly every month. Others doesn't. So when you go onto those hormonal, in fact they are all hormonal, when you go onto them and you stop using them, you are expected to resume your menses normally. And then when the menses resume, on few occasions, some people, the menses doesn't come, and then they get pregnant.
Okay.
But after a month, 2 or so, you are likely to be able, that is when the levels of the hormone that has gone into your system will come down. So you are likely to get pregnant again. It takes some time for some people. Others, as soon as they stop, by the following month, they are there. So it depends upon the individual. Yeah. It's not supposed to be that bad that because somebody went on birth control, she's not getting pregnant. We also use this same birth control pill to regulate the menstrual periods of people who are having irregular menses.
Okay.
In order to be able to get pregnant. And even people who bleed in between periods.
Okay.
Yes, we still use that same pill to correct those anomalies for them in order that their life, their marital life to childbirth will just be straightened and be normal.
Okay, okay. Now, assuming maybe I want to get pregnant, is there any specific things that I need to do, like in terms of diet? Is there any medication I need to take? Because I know a lot of people know that, okay, I need to take folic acid. For that, a lot of females know. But apart from the folic acid, I know other people are going about their normal lives. And they are still preparing for pregnancy, quote unquote. What are some of the things or the ideal things that a female or someone preparing to get pregnant needs to do?
Thank you. We have something we call preconception care.
Okay.
So preconception care, normally you are supposed to start early, like you mentioned folic acid.
Yeah.
And we have folic acid, not the ordinary one, they are the same, but few things have been added to the preconception folic acid.
Okay.
And then Bico.
Okay.
So when you start dreaming of getting pregnant, you can start even as early as 1 year before some people get themselves ready within a certain period before they get married and then go close to a man.
Okay.
Yes, so you can just be taking and it will be repairing everything or putting everything in the normal situation for you so that when the man is ready or when Mr. Right comes, as soon as he gets hold of your hand, the pregnancy should appear.
Yes. And then are there certain foods or diets that someone needs to prevent or avoid?
To avoid. Food on the average, we are supposed to eat wholesome food.
Okay.
Sorry. When I say wholesome food, there are a few things that are not very good for people, like things that haven't been well cooked, raw egg, or half-cooked egg, and some few other things. We have to eat healthy.
Okay.
So, like vegetables, the greens, they contain still a lot of folic acid, which aids pregnancy and all that. And our tomatoes and all those things are good that puts the body in good shape for getting pregnant.
Okay.
There are a few things within the black society we are fine, but we are fine. But sometimes people have problems, like people who drink like unpasteurized milk. Yeah, they are also liable to get problems in trying to get pregnant. So we have to eat wholesome food.
Okay.
Well-cooked food. We should balance the diet. It shouldn't be starchy always.
Okay.
But when you are eating from all the groups of the categories that we need,
yeah,
that gets everything good for you. You get your provision from all sources. That builds up a good diet for someone to go on. Yes. So that is one step that helps when it comes to eating. Junk food and other things are not
like oily foods and all those things.
Too much fat, oil, and then saturated.
Like too much sugar.
Sugar and all those. They don't get the system stable.
Okay.
In order to get pregnant.
Okay, now let's come to the pregnancy itself. So say I go to the hospital or I buy a pregnancy test kit, and then I test and then it's positive. What is the person supposed to do from that point? After you see that you've tested pregnancy positive.
Okay. With all that we have spoken about, pregnancy occurs every 14 days prior to your next period.
Okay.
In most cases.
Okay.
It's only when the person have the menses maybe longer than 28 days or lesser than 21 days that you can actually not comprehend when the person is going to get pregnant. But if all this are put into place and you have a good calculation of it, you know 14 days prior to your next period. It can be 2 days earlier or the 14th day or 2 days later.
Okay.
Then when you try this 5 days within it, you get pregnant.
You get pregnant.
So when you get the pregnancy, it is there that you are now going to buy the test kit.
Test kits.
And then to test. Previously, we go to hospitals to have it tested. But now, society has changed. So you just walk into the pharmacy, get one, you go and test. And if it tests positive, then you know that you are on course.
And I want to ask this. We have some people that may not miss their period. If I say miss their period, they will still be bleeding, but they may be pregnant. Are there other signs that you may, like, that your body may show to confirm or for you to know that you may, or there's a possibility of
that you are pregnant?
Yes, yes.
With pregnancy, in most cases, many people start vomiting from even day one that they realize that their period has not come. They start vomiting. So that is one of the signs that many people look at, and then some feel like they are ill, they are not able to get out of bed, or whether it's laziness or actual sickness, like they are too tired. So sure. Nobody knows what it is. But when those things, but normally with the missing of the period, when you don't see it, that is when it's ascertained that possibly you might be pregnant. Yeah.
I'll go back to bleeding whilst you may be pregnant. Is it normal?
That is not normal, but it does happen with some people. That one, when God was doing his work, we were not there. But it does happen. Sometimes it must be decidual bleeding. What I mean by decidual bleeding is when the sperm and the ovary gets united, it takes some time to propel along the fallopian tube to get into the uterus, and then it embeds there to start growing. So sometimes with the embedding, it looks like something little happens. It's like it's not well attached to the uterine wall. So there may be some bits of drops of blood that the person may realize. And if she's really interested in her pregnancy, as soon as you see that, no matter how little it is, you have to get to the health facility to go and report. Then they do all the necessary examinations and see as to how they can get it in place or hold it for you to advance and then finally come to deliver the baby at 40 weeks or between 36 and 40 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about antenatal. I know that that's the place that people go when they are pregnant till they deliver. How often is someone supposed to go for antenatal?
Okay. Previously, pregnant women start going to clinic at when they see that the period hasn't come. So it's about between 12 and then 18 weeks. They start going to clinic. And still you can do that. But when you go, when you are not 12 weeks yet and there are problems, they will look at what the problems are and then address them. If not, you will be asked to go and then probably come back at 16 weeks. Then you continue the regular checkups as you'll be scheduled. Yeah. And now we don't attend clinic much like it was like before. Yeah. They give specific times that you have to come. Maybe when you go once, it's not every month that you have to continue going. What your healthcare worker will tell you is what you have to abide by. Yes. So that is it.
Okay. Now, the person is pregnant. He has started antenatal. I know that there are some conditions or minor conditions, as some midwives put it, or that a pregnant woman is likely to experience. Yes. Can you take us through some of those ones?
Normally, when one gets pregnant, she gets a little more discharge. What I mean is vaginal discharge. What probably you call Odipua, but this one is not Odipua just because of the increased blood supply to the vagina. She may ooze a little more of the white that is coming than normal. But as soon as you realize that it's itching or something, which means infection have set into it. So you have to go back to the health facility and then report. Whatever is supposed to be done will be done. Then you are put on treatment and you are advised. You know, with us black people, we like setting our fingers into the vagina that we are washing that place. If nothing goes there, you go there to wash, what are you washing? Because whatever is there is normal. That God has made it as the normal fluid which should be there. So when we start inserting things, and there are people who also insert things like tampons, whether they are pregnant or not, they will be inserting the tampons. Those ones too, in the long run, some people may develop other problems, sores around there which will be difficult to control, or if you don't take care, it's going to lead you into something else in the future. So those who does that are to stop. Don't put your hand there. Inside there is no scent. Whatever when you put your hand there and you come out with your finger and you smell it, it smells good. Yes. It smells good. And some men even like that scent very much. But when you start doing more of other things in there, the scent that will come out from there will not be good for the nose to smell. Which means infection have set in, and it's going to create more problems for you. And sometimes with the infection, if not treated, you can even lose your pregnancy that you are expecting to advance for you to have a baby at a certain time.
So, since we've spoken about minor conditions, let's go to major conditions. What are some of the things that major conditions that may occur as a result of being pregnant?
Normally, the blood pressure of a person we measure within a certain period.
Okay.
Yeah. But when the hormonal changes and other things, or her lifestyle, maybe a hard worker who is not taking rest and other things, always on the run, working very hard, eating anyhow, taking in a lot of salt and other things, it aggravates the blood pressure to go up. And that is, we measure the working phase of the heart. Your heart, you know, the body is controlled by the heart. You get your strength to go about because of how your heart is working. So if the heart is working more than it should be, and this strength by which it hits the artery, that one goes up. And then the lower one, what is supposed even to be to come down, that one will also be raised. We have the systolic and then the diastolic pressures. They will be distorted. You are not getting it smooth as it should be. And so you see somebody even at just 4 months of pregnancy and the feet are already getting swollen. Those ones are very serious conditions. When it happens to someone, shouldn't be joked with. The person must go to the hospital straight away, and then healthcare workers will take care of the one to know, let her know her situation and what is supposed to be done. Adequate rest, eating good food, drinking more water, and even eating tomatoes. Yeah, tomatoes, you know, the seeds that are in tomatoes, normally we remove and then throw them away because we want our stew smooth.
Yes, smooth.
You've been doing it too. That is not the rightful thing. Then when you look at the tomato seed, there is some little slimy gel
around,
on it. That is lycopene, which is very good for the heart. Yeah, which is very good for the heart. When you are eating a lot of tomatoes and doing the right thing, less salt, less sugar, and
less fat,
everything in moderation, you go through the pregnancy safely without much problem. Yes. And when we invite the problems, they will come.
They will come and bite us.
Yes.
Since you've spoken about food, are there any food, like kinds of food that
we should
a
eat?
pregnant woman should specifically eat or avoid?
The pregnant woman can eat every food that is good for her, except those that falls in the category of what I'm talking about, maybe
unhealthy.
too fat, unhealthy foods, and all that. That one will jeopardize her assuming happiness in the future. So we have to know what is good for us, and we eat in moderation. Some people, when they are pregnant, they can eat so many chain of food,
but they are
foods
hungry
at the same time. They are not hungry. You have just eaten kenke. Then when you see, especially those who goes to the market, she has eaten kenke. When she sees the jollof rice lady too, she will buy. And then she goes to buy ice cream. And then she will buy Coke in addition. She will buying everything. Those things just destroys everything. The pattern by which your body is supposed your body is supposed to metabolize the things. Before you know, you have jam up everywhere. So then you get into problems. And moreover, for our market women, they leave at dawn and go to the market.
Yeah.
And they will not come back until about 9 p.m. And 9 p.m. they will still come and eat fufu. And before they finish eating the fufu, they're sitting behind the asanka and then they are dozing off. Before you know, she's asleep. So you didn't give the body the chance to digest what has gone in. It will digest anyway, but not at the rate at which it's supposed to be. And fufu, for instance, when you eat, it takes 9 hours,
8 to 9 hours
to digest. So it means you are overloading your system. So when the system gets tired, it will trigger so many things. And then before you know, you are in trouble. Yes. So
since we've spoken about diets, I want to talk about cravings. We know that a lot of pregnant women crave for so many, let me say, unnatural things. You know, like paint, sand, cement, you know, those things. Scent. Is it normal?
Well, it's normal, but they are not healthy. So they are supposed to do as much as possible to do away with that. You know this white sand at the beach?
Yeah.
What they call ayilo, you know, and the fetish priests and priestess, they use it to mark themselves when they go around.
They call it chile.
It's sand. It's sand that comes from the sea. So there is some amount of clay in it, and you don't have to put that one into the body. I don't know, we don't know what the smell of it. Or maybe an old building standing somewhere that has not been painted. The sand buildings, you see the type I'm talking about, the village houses. When it rains, you see that there is a nice scent that comes out of those walls. Then they start cracking to it. There is nothing in it.
But it's sweet for them.
It's good for that is what they think.
It tastes nice.
Oh, it doesn't taste anything. It doesn't have taste. But it's the scent that is drawing their attention to it, and then they think when they take it, they are satisfied. It's not good. However, we haven't seen people complaining much as a complication of those things. Yes, but they are not good for the body. They are not good for the body. So we have to do well to defray from those things.
Okay. All right. The discussion is becoming interesting. Let's go for this short break. We shall be right back.
If you want your business to be very successful, to reach or to have the international flavor, or to transcend to your children and to your children's children and your children's children's children, the best thing to do is to bring in partnership.
You don't need money at all to be innovative.
Right.
But I'm not going to say you don't need money to start a business. A lot of people always think that yes, you need money, but even the way you go about even accessing the funds can find a solution in innovation.
Doing business is about taking risk, and risk involves fear. Because you can never tell the end from the beginning, but you still have to do something.
If you spend out of your sales, you run a risk of not accounting for your sales. You may not know exactly how much you have sold and how much you have spent because you are mixing them up.
Meet our subject matter experts every evening on this channel, where we bring your way the Hope Business Forum version 2.0.
Hope Business Forum, Tuesdays at 8 p.m.
Three, 2, 1. ignition and liftoff of Ares 1X, testing concepts for the future of new rocket design.
All the best inventions in the world started with one thing: imagination. However, imagination alone is not enough to bring invention to life. Imaginations are nurtured through learning practical science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. This is how to develop ideas into reality. Now imagine the future of Ghana with 60% population in STEM fields. That future starts now with the GH for STEM Junior Experimenters of Science Juniors Challenge. Watch how junior high school students from across Ghana bring STEM ideas to reality using some of the most basic materials they find in the environment. Visit www.wegoinnovate.org and follow at WeGoInnovate on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter for more information. GH for STEM Junior Experimenters of Science Juniors Challenge is a We Go Innovate initiative produced in partnership with Ghana Association of Science Teachers, GAST, Ghana STEM Network, GH Scientific, and Exploratory.
Hello and welcome back from the break. If you just joined us, we still have a lot of things to learn on this episode. We are discussing pregnancy, everything you need to know from preconception up until delivery. But it looks like we may not exhaust everything today, so we can call on our guests to come in next week. But we have still not ended today's episode. You can still join us with your questions or comments on our WhatsApp line 0559680066. We're also streaming live on Facebook, and you can join us via that medium as well. And Esther, before we went on the break, we were speaking about cravings, and you've explained to us what causes all that, right?
It's the mind. It's a human mind that causes that. Because it hasn't been written anywhere that when you get pregnant you should crave for this and crave for that, but it's a human mind that causes that.
All right, we have quite a number of questions, so I'll take it one after the other so that you can help us answer. So the first one says that she's on Depo-Provera for the 3rd month now, and she's been bleeding for 5 weeks. Is there anything she can do about it?
Okay. Depo-Provera is normally taken every 3 months.
Okay.
When you go for one shot.
Okay.
Yeah, it expires at the end of the 3rd month. Then you have to go back to the facility for another shot. But once that she's bleeding for, she said she's bleeding for 5
weeks.
Oh, 5 weeks. Yeah, it may stop. But however, she should go and then report it. It will stop, because it depends upon every individual and then the tolerance rate of things that goes into the body. But it will stop. It won't do any harm.
Okay. We have another viewer who is also on Depo, but for her case, her menses are stopped completely. She wants to know if she may develop any condition out of that.
No, she wouldn't develop any condition. That is how Depo normally works. Once it goes into the system, it suppresses the ovary from releasing anything. So for some people can go 3 times, which means 3 times is 9 months. And they still don't have the period, but they have to continue going, whether you've seen the period or not. You can go for a review, report to your family planning service provider, and she will reassure you. So when you are given that reassurance, you know where you stand.
Okay.
And if it hasn't come, the blood is not accumulated anywhere. In your,
a lot of people think that
in your
it's inside you.
It's not accumulated. There is nothing there. Just that it's been suppressed. So at the appropriate time, the bleeding will come by itself. Yeah.
We have one of our viewers who says that she's Florence from Kumasi. She's 20 weeks pregnant and she hasn't felt movement of her baby. So but she's having cramps and she wants to know if there's anything wrong with her or the baby.
Okay. Normally, the first movement of the fetus in utero is around 16 weeks.
Okay.
So if she hasn't had any movement, and some babies or the fetus in utero, they are lazy. It will lift maybe one part very slowly. So if your mind is not there, you won't notice that the baby has moved. You won't notice. But she should go back to the health facility and report to the nurses and midwives there. She will be taken care of and then be reassured. But there is nothing wrong with her. And the cramps that she's experiencing, sometimes the cramps are normal because there is something there. You may have a little bit of it, but in order to be totally sure, she has to go to the health facility for her to be checked to confirm the viability of the fetus in utero. Then there is nothing wrong. She's fine.
Okay. The other question is from our brother Ebenezer from Tamale. He says that, is it good for a Christian to do family planning?
Family planning is not sin. We are just helping each other.
Okay.
In order that the woman who carries the pregnancy, when the man finishes, he is done. He's free. He's going anywhere. He's doing anything. But the woman carries the pregnancy and she's supposed to carry for 40 weeks and then deliver. So this woman that is carrying the pregnancy, she also needs, what did she say? She wants to know if it's sin.
It's a sin.
It's not sin. She needs to have some rest.
Okay.
But family planning is not sin. If you do family planning, you are just helping the woman that you are living with to get some freedom up to a point before the next child comes. There is nothing wrong with it at all. It is good. It saves lives. It saves lives. And family planning and diet even saves the lives of women who die as a result of pregnancy-related complications. Yes.
Okay. All right, we have an interesting question here. So this says that I experience leakage of sperms after sex. Even if I wash myself after some minutes, I still experience it. What should I do?
That is also normal because you are not inside there to measure the strength of the man and then how much sperms he has in his semen that has been pushed down your vagina.
Into the vagina,
It can be measured. Unless she wants to measure to say, do it, release up to this point, and then keep the rest. But when the man's head is high above, nothing controls it, so he will pour it all down, especially when he's enjoying you as a woman that he loves. It will come plenty. So
it's normal.
It's normal. There is nothing wrong with it.
All right. Now, we were speaking, before we went on the break and our questions, we were speaking about diet. I know that after pregnancy, people exercise. Is it allowed in pregnancy?
Yes. After
or to what extent?
In pregnancy.
In pregnancy.
Oh yes, in pregnancy too we have exercises that someone can do. They are not stressful in the way that somebody will say it will induce the pregnancy to drop.
Okay.
Or anything.
Okay.
Yes, there are exercises. This walking or standing up one place, moving one foot, one hand, those things. All those exercises are good. They are not tedious.
Okay.
So light exercises you should be able to do, and that one even keeps your body in shape.
In shape.
And then it keeps your VO2, your amount of oxygen that you take in. It makes you take more. So on the day of your delivery, when you start having pains, because you are already able to inhale more air,
okay,
you will deliver like somebody who is drinking a cup of tea. Yes, without
it will be easier.
Yeah, the pains will be there, but you have already built a stamina for it.
Okay.
So you go through successfully without thinking it's too much or that pain is too much. You see, many women goes into labor and their mouths are shut, except you hear Ajay, whilst others will shout loudly, Mumbro, all those things.
Yeah.
You see, shouting for people to come around. Something is happening to her. Nothing is happening to you. It's just your baby. Finding the way out to come out for you to be able to look at that baby and smile.
All right, let's talk about weight gain. I know that during pregnancy, people gain some weight. Up to what amount of weight can you gain, or is okay for you to gain when you are pregnant?
Oh, you are saying that your one leg is about 3 legs when put together. That one, then you know there is something wrong. And then when people get edema of the feet, some people, the edema is not only with the feet, even the stomach, the abdomen that you are seeing, the abdomen itself gets edema too. Then when the nurses put the fetal stethoscope on it to check the heartbeat of the baby, when they remove it, you can see the mark there that the stomach is edematous, as well as the hands. And those whose fingers will swell up and their wedding rings they cannot wear anymore, they are all supposed to watch out. When you are growing fat, on the other hand, what you can do is just take like 500. This is the bottom.
Okay.
At dawn about 4:30, 5.
Okay.
You are not running, you are not jumping, you are not doing anything, but just walk around your house or even your room. Just walk around the 4 corners of your room for a few minutes, and then that will help you to go and
control your
urinate a couple of times. So by doing that, some toxins has been released, and some of the weight has also been shed. So you'll be fine to go through the process normally, and at the end of the day, you just have your baby like somebody that is only pushing for air to come out and not pushing for a baby to come out.
All right, our time is up, but we have a lot of questions to ask. So as I said, we'll be bringing our guests in next week, God willing, to continue discussing our topic about pregnancy. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you, Auntie Esther, for making time to come join us here. We'll expect you again next week so that we can continue with the discussion. And to you, don't forget to join us next week, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. so that we continue with our discussion on pregnancy. Prepare all your questions and send it via our WhatsApp line 0559680066 or via our Facebook platforms on Hope TV GH. My name is Bibi. Thank you for watching. Take care and good night.
Thank you.